Hello everyone and welcome to another brand new episode on House and Home, and as always, it is always a pleasure to have your company on the show with me. Now before we get into this week's lineup, House and Home is a family-oriented program where we feature or highlight various details of family living and lifestyle to improve your home. Coming up on this week's episode on House and Home, we have our Make Him House with Monier segment, proudly brought to you by Monier Limited. And later on the show, we pay a visit to a very creative person. He does traditional art in a bottle. Hello everyone, once again, I'm Lydia Ali. But before we get into all that good stuff on our program for this week, the House and Home team is proud to announce our newest member of the team. Joining us in the studio is Daisy Parascos, and here she is to take us through another DIY home decor project.
Hi everyone, my name is Daisy Parascos, and I'm so glad to be on the show with Lydia Ali, the host of House and Home. So today, I'll be teaching everyone, our viewers, how to make a simple yet quick tutorial on how to make a crocheted granny square coaster. As you all know, when crocheting, we all need materials, and in this quick and simple granny square, you will need a yarn, or what is known as a wool, a crocheting or knitting hook, and a scissors. Okay, let's begin. So with crocheting your granny square, as per the name, it is simply in a shape of a square. So to start off with, you will have to do a chain. If you are one who knows how to crochet, there is different types of starting off your project or the coaster. For me, the simplest way is to begin with a slip knot. Let's do this together. So you take the tip or the tail of your wool, securely holding it with your pointer, your ringman, and your thumb against the ringman. So you take your hook to do a slip knot. There are many ways to start off a slip knot, but here is what I do. I take my hook and I pull through. With my thumb still against my ring finger, I take another slip and I pull through. Releasing, with my thumb and my tall man, I fasten that. I now begin with doing a chain of 4. Make sure to not count the first slip knot. I begin the chain with chain 1, chain 2, chain 3, and chain 4. Here we will create a circle. We have now made 4 chains. We are going to join the tail of the chain to the 4th chain. So from the 4th one, we place it in the first chain. Remember, not the beginning of the slip knot, the first chain. Pull through, and pull through. Okay, this is the part where it's quite tricky. So you make sure that you pull a big loop for the beginners. Then using the tip of your hook, widen the circle where all your other double crochets will go through. As you crochet along, you'll see that it will take shape. Lessen the size on the hook. We are going to start off the corners by chaining 3. 1, 2, 3. 3 chains. Remember the circle that you tried to widen? We're now going to do the next double crochets into the circle. 1, not through the slip knot. This is the tricky part. With the support of the tail, you pull a double crochet, first one, pull through, yarn over, pull through. The second double crochet will go through the same loop. Yarn over, through, yarn over. You have to keep pulling the tail so that you see that it stretches. If you make a mistake, you better remove the hook again so that when you go through, it won't look messy. So at the beginning, you'll find it quite difficult, or it's more of the toughest part of it. But once you get the hang of it and the circle widens, you're good to go all throughout. So now we have almost reached the first 3 chains that we have established. Now we have to connect it. That's not it. We are going to have to chain 3. So basically, if you look at it, we will chain 3 to make our corners and 3 also in each of the blocks. So we chain 1, 2, 3. We are going to do a slip knot to attach. So remember the first chain that you've done at the beginning of the circle. You will now have to find the first slip. So I've found mine there. So this is called the attaching slip knot. At the end of the 3 chain, or the chain 3, you pull through that loop in and out. If you miss a thread, you have to pick it up again so it doesn't look messy at the end when you're all completed. So we have now established our 4 corners. So we have 1 here, we have the second one here, we have the third, and we have the 4th. In the first corner of that space, we yarn over, we'll do 2 more double crochets. So 1, pull through, out, yarn over, through, pull through 2, yarn over 2, pull through, out. Because it is the corner, and establishing points of those corners, in the first corner we will chain, we've already made the first block of 3, we will chain 3, 1, 2, 3. In that same corner or same space, we yarn over into the same space, pull through 2, pull through, yarn over, and out. 2 more double crochets into the same space. So if you have been following through, you'll realize that the pattern just goes on and on. You chain 3 into a space, you do your 3 double crochets, then you chain 1 to the next space. So to end off, simply, we're going to do a slip knot. And to do a slip knot is just attaching the last of your chain into the end of the adjoining shell or block. So you find the end of it, push your hook through, pull through without getting any yarn. To start a new one, you pull right through. See there? It's connected. This is just the desired size that I wanted for my own cup. But for you out there who wants to make a bigger size, you can continue following the same pattern, making sure that you're increasing with 1 chain to 3 blocks to 3 chains to make your corners. So we have our coaster done, but we're not entirely done as yet. As you can see, we have pieces of wool still sticking out, and you wouldn't want that. So what I will do, I will get my scissors and snip these all off. This out, and the tail from the beginning, I also snip it out. Now we have a neat coaster for the size that I want for my mug. So this brings us to the end of our DIY project on how to crochet a simple granny square cup coaster. My name is Stacy Parascos. Thanks for joining us, and bye for now.
Welcome back to the show. Now, before we went for our break, the newest member of our House and Home team, Daisy Parascos, showed us how to crochet a simple and easy cup coaster at home. So with the steps provided, you can easily crochet your own cup coasters at home and take them to work to show off your creativity. Now, speaking of creativity, we spoke to a fine young gentleman who does traditional art in a bottle, and here's his story.
Name blow me Benjamin Koivi, me blow golf. Art am hobby blow me, where me shall like lo painting all design lo, all canvas, all papers, or body art, tattooing, skin blow all man, body blow all man. All ideas blow me, all start lo grow. Lo me look here some planty man can make him this la. So lot me must make it narapla something where narapla man and bad lo making. Lot me start lo carve him all design where me like him, all art where me like him, me start lo carve him all na, put him all inside all bottles. Plenty all idea me look him all man walk lo carry all lakato ilom lo hand. Na where something I'm stop outside. So plenty man sa making this land. Love me see idea lo this land, me put him inside lo bottle. Time me put inside lo bottle and me tasol can make him this land. 2007 me been making na salim tupla bottle lo. Ela which time independence been come up. Sa me toki pla, amba noga wait lo me lo. Side lo put him all art inside lo bottle lo. All this la kind.
So it's a secret.
So I'm secret. Ampla Mary been talk sabe kam. I'm been putting on pla request plugin. I'm like him, by me must putting on pla lakato inside lo bottle. Lo and by giving farewell blow bossman plugin. So now yet me work lo this last stop. Me shall like lo make him all this lo kind of lily or something. Now tomorrow even me can make him lo big night too. Kind of some hobby blow me on this la flag blow one province. Me can squeeze him inside lo bottle. Kind of a gal flag and tupla pupuk na daw. So me can carve him tupla pupuk put it inside na daw. Lo some upside them and maybe when I'm lo all well vision. 3 months all boys all been same but me like him seret lo some up. So 3 months maybe go line him bisla some up. Line him 3 months finish all been give him certificate lo some up. Some up him any all trousers, blow all man Mary or all blouse, blow all Mary too. Misa some up. Side blow painting too and timisa less lo looking painting blow naraplaman na copy him same painting. Misa like lo painting different painting where me can abuse him blow this laman. So how misa mix him all paint too and this laman by non up mix him how me mix him. Me no been finishing school. Me lose school or grade 5. Even though life tough, me been happy. Sample talent, when me got him, plenty me been Haiti more. But time me looking and was no got no something, but me make it this the life plumbing. So me start lo rousing, lo tintin me rousing come on chat, and me come up in on this law talent. So you said money you are me stop. When I'm something inside you rouse him. Rouse him, brook him this like come on chat. Send up lo leg do you know. Make him one something when you item na stop. Name blow me Benjamin, Misa put him all craft inside a bottle. One and all province craft, Misa carry him all inside a bottle. Suppose you got interest law, all bottles blow me. Call me law number blow me, GCL number blow me and 744-86349.
Well, there you have it, viewers, a story of a young man who just wants to make ends meet here in the big city. If you want to purchase one of his traditional art in a bottle, he can also customize your orders. You can contact him on the contact details that were provided for you. You're watching House and Home. We'll go for a short break. When we come back, we have a Make Him House with Monier segment, proudly brought to you by Monier Limited.
Everyone, and welcome to another exciting segment of Make Him House with Monier. We are at Monier's 9-mile precast operations plant, and before we head on into our show, I'm sure the word precast is a new word for all of us. So joining us is the man himself, Geno Uve, to tell us about what the word precast means and what the precast team here at Monier's precast operation plants do.
Hello everyone, I am Geno, Business Development Manager for Monier. Welcome to another segment of Make Him House with Monier. In this segment, we will introduce to you one of the new products that we've just introduced into the market. Our 2-in-1 portable BBQ and Fireplace Stand. We are at Joe's place to showcase the new product that we have just introduced to the market. Joe is one of our long-serving staff, and management has decided to donate this product as a gesture for the number of years Joe has spent working with the business. Our quality assurance with our products gives our clients the confidence to build with Monier products. Because of management's strong emphasis with quality, the business was able to obtain 3 ISO certifications, which is Quality Management Systems, Environment Management Systems, Safety and Occupational Health System. And I am proud to say Monier is the only local business that is able to obtain 3 of these certifications. In the concrete industry, you will often hear a word people use as precast. What is precast? Precast is basically a ready-made concrete product that is produced at the factory, and it is then transported to site for installation. Monier's precast facility has the capability to provide full range of precast and pre-stressed concrete elements. Engineered designs or special customer requirements can be manufactured. Monier offers a range of drainage and wall systems that can be produced on customers' request. As you can see at the background, we have already produced some box culverts ready for use or installation at customers' project site. Introducing Monier's 2-in-1 BBQ and Fireplace Stand. The good thing about this product is it has a fireplace that can keep your firewood dry. You can do barbecue, grill, and cook all on this stand. There is a space to place all your cooking utensils. It is portable. You can move it anywhere you want. And not all barbecue fire stands have these features, but Monier has a tray. Once your cooking is done, you let it cool down, and you simply pull out the tray and empty the ashes.
Well, there you have it, viewers. Monier's 2-in-1 barbecue and fireplace stand, a full set for your family and for your home.
Welcome back to the show. Now, before we wrap things up, we have our Peekaboo of the month. This month, our Peekaboo is titled The Tale of Three Kings, authored by Geno Uve. A Tale of Three Kings by Geno Uve is a story that tells us about King David, King Saul, and King Absalom, and their different types of leadership and how they became king. It is a very heartfelt story and raises questions about our own style of leadership. Saul was a mad, jealous king and felt threatened by David, who tried to comfort Saul by playing music and singing to him. David was a threat for the king's kingdom. David was a very popular and promising young man among the people of Israel. Saul threw spears at David, but David only dodged and didn't throw anything back. David showed submission while he was placed under the authority of King Saul till the very last breath of the king. Absalom was sincere and ambitious, a contradiction maybe, but there was a rebellion in his heart. Absalom found his justification to critique his father, and the people couldn't wait till he was king. In this tale, there are two recognizable leadership skills: the servant leader represented by King David and the toxic leaders represented by King Saul and King Absalom. The author strongly suggests, while working under a toxic leader, you only dodge but never act to become a leader yourself. Edward writes, and I quote, "He must pretend he cannot see spears, even when they are coming straight at him. Secondly, he must also learn to duck very quickly. Lastly, he must pretend nothing at all happened." End quote. In this book titled The Tale of Three Kings, as you read along, you will realize that David will always avoid direct confrontation with King Saul, while he had many justifications and opportunities to become king. The most remarkable aspect of David is that he did not act to become a leader or try to maintain his position as a leader. As Edwards writes in his book on page 77, and I quote, "It is not my responsibility to take or keep authority," end quote. This book is a treasure, not because it has theoretical models about leadership, but it tries to communicate with the soul of leaders. It will speak to the hidden motives in the heart, and leaders will reflect how they rule their kingdom and make them ask the question, what kind of a leader am I? Am I a King Saul, King David, or King Absalom? And that pretty much wraps up this week's episode on House and Home. Again, thank you all so much for your company. Always a pleasure. On behalf of the House and Home team and I, pleasant viewing. Enjoy the rest of your week. Keep smiling. Be kind to one another. And we'll see you all next week, Tuesday, right here on House and Home.